from the United Nations. And you got to know that when you're on a platform of presidential politics, that things you say, the more dramatic they have impact, even though you're just waxing, freelancing, Donald. Muhammad Ali is getting into the action here too now. He's, they're all getting into the action. And so we've got some local reaction. By the way, is that your phone ring? Was that your phone ringing?
It was.
It was, okay. I just like, what?
It was a call for prayers.
It was a call for prayers?
I'm sorry.
Well,
it was silent.
That's fine. I was just spiritually spooked by that. The principal of the Islamic School of Rhode Island, Abdel Nasser Hussein, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
We'll elaborate over the course of the show, but quick reaction to what's been going on. Trump, the challenge for American Islamists, American Muslims. What's your gut telling you right now?
I would like to say, I believe that this kind of way of thinking and this mentality is existent, but it was frustrating to hear it from a person who is a presidential candidate. It was very frustrating to hear it from the person who is thinking to take the leadership of this country. And what is not expected to is when you have such a kind of audience who are really agreeing with him. In that sense, I am not getting the point here about Islam or not Islam. I'm talking about the country. So this is always what we are thinking about. Is it gonna be something that goes with our values, the ethics that really established and founded this country? Is what we call for in that kind of segregation for a certain religion and saying this here and there, and it's spreading and spread hatred between each other. Is that what we really need? This is a question to me. And
sorry, he says it's all about safety.
Yeah, and he's right about safety, but termination, deletion, removal is not always the solution for safety. No one says we are against safety. We have to think about the way that how can we protect our country, protect our nation, our citizens. He's right in this. But it's always not the idea of the good intention. It's always, what about the means we are going to use?
All right, hold that thought. We shall continue with the principal of the Islamic School of Rhode Island. Stay with us.
Donald Trump sounds more like a leader of a lynch mob than a great nation like ours. He and others are playing into the hands of ISIS. This is exactly what ISIS wants from Americans, to turn against each other.
The principal of the Islamic School of Rhode Island is with us. Thought on what CARE had to say?
You can say I am with them or not, but there are many details. Using that kind of language as a mob, I don't like him to use that kind of language against me. So if I'm talking about him, I don't like to use the same language like this. But the idea of helping and supporting ISIS, in what meaning? Do we mean, does CARE talk about directly or indirectly? Indirectly, I do agree with them. Yeah, that's right. In the sense that if ISIS is doing this here and there, so they will be successful only when they get us in dispute, they get us killing each other, they get us removing each other and segregation. So I agree in that point, but it doesn't mean that Trump is a part of ISIS. What he did is a part of what ISIS needed. I agree with that.
Yeah. I get that. Let's come home. How's school?
School is doing well.
Yeah. How many kids do you have at the Islamic School of Rhode Island?
We have 160 students.
Okay, and a few years ago you had a vandalism problem, and the community rallied and supported you in that situation. So things are status quo, and it's good. Kids are okay. They feel good about being in school. The whole thing.
They are okay. we have seen much of solidarity from everybody in our local community.
In West Warwick, by the way, so everybody knows.
Yeah, it's
that.
in West Warwick.
Right.
And we had seen all the Jewish community, the rabbis, they were with us. The diocese, they were with us. Our fellow schools and our friends from other schools and people from all over the country. I would like to say I received some flowers shipped from Florida. Many emails coming
Well, listen,
from
kids are our precious cargo, and I think that's the common ground that everybody shares. Once we start to get to adult level, things get a little hectic and confrontational. But I was thankful, and we certainly did our part to try to spread the news on that back in the day. My point, I guess, in asking is to ask today, with the current climate and the conversation that's been going on in the last week or so, are the kids getting it? Are they responding to it? Are you talking about it in the school? Is it impacting?
No, my philosophy in the school is not to raise the controversial issues unless it is coming up. You are talking about kids.
What about the parents that are paying tuition and how they feel about it?
Of course, they feel they need to secure their kids. They need to make sure that the school is taking every precaution to have their kids safe. And from time to time, we are in a great contact with them. And I have a great contact with the law enforcement of West Warwick. I have great contact with law enforcement, even in Rhode Island State Police.
How old are the kids in the school? Grades
They
what
are
to when?
from pre-K to grade 8.
Okay, so elementary up through what's the highest level of middle school. In the past or now, do you hear the children talking a little bit about difficulties they've had in the greater community when news cycles roll like this? Or so far has it not risen to a level of impact?
No, from the kids, never. I've never heard anything that is affecting them.
And so by
there
and large,
or here.
these children who are Muslim
Yes.
have been able to operate in the community without any concern or worry. They feel like Rhode Islanders.
They feel that, and we are focusing on giving them that feeling, because they have to feel that they are a part of this community, and they have the right to live safely in this community, and they have the right not to fear. So we are also trying to instill this in our kids. The school, the administration, the staff, faculty, and the parents. We are all working together to give them that feeling and taking them away from any kind of notation of being threatened. So I think we are trying to do our part from this point, but to be fair, we are safe. We don't have anything that happened after that vandalism.
Yeah, good. Well, so listen, that yin and yang should exist. But when I come back, I want to talk about some of the challenges I've been issuing to leaders of the Muslim community here, which is to get out there, man, and start telling us about what's going on inside mosques, schools, the like, to calm things down. Stay with us. Abdel Nasser Hussein is the principal of the Islamic School of Rhode Island. My guest last night and I talked about she's a student of Islam. She's a teacher of Islam. She's an instructor in political science in the Middle East. And she kind of agreed with me that the Muslim community's got to get a little bit more proactive than reactive. I think one of the things that too many Americans, not just Rhode Islanders and Southern New Englanders in general, but too many Americans have this kind of unknown neuroses about what it is you people do. What's going on inside a mosque, what's going on inside an Islamic school, what are you teaching? You know what I'm talking about. Talk to me about that.
Okay, let me start from this point. As a school, we are teaching the same curriculum of the public schools. So the standards, the ethics, the values of this nation is really planted in the best way we can do in our kids, since they are a part and they are the citizens of this country. So this is number one. For anyone who would like to visit us, he is very welcomed anytime. Our school gates are open for everyone who would like to come and visit us. And by the way, let me tell you that we have our friends, we have a program with the Jewish school in Rhode Island, and our parents from the two schools are working together for an activity that is coming next month. We have a good relationship with the Catholic school that is next to us. We had a basketball program getting our kids together, integrate and play together. We had many people, many teachers from the public school system. They are visiting us in the school and they are even tutoring our kids. So our school is open. We are not living in a castle and no one can enter. Anyone is welcome.
Okay, perfect. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what you are talking about, and this is what I'm telling you. For the mosques, please come to the mosque. Who can come to the mosque and tell me if someone told him you are not allowed to enter? It will never. It has never happened, and it will never happen. The mosque doors are open every time, 5 times a day for prayers. When we are there, it's open for everyone. In Ramadan, if you know about that month, fasting, we always invite non-Muslim people to have dinner with us. And we don't lock our doors. We, all the chaplains working here and there, they are all known for everybody. And today, I think in URI, they had an open house for the faculty and the staff of URI. We have another open house coming in the Mosque of Al-Karim. We have many activities that were going on inside our school in other mosques, and this is what's going on. If you would like to come and investigate inside the mosque for weapons, I don't think I'm gonna say yes or no. I'm gonna ask a question. Is it something constitutional? Come in. We don't have anything to hide. And I always say to the media, please, don't listen about us. Listen from us. We're here. We're available. I know we have some mistakes in getting in touch with the people outside, but it's not because we reject. It's because of many other reasons. We are not so many in Rhode Island, for example. How can I come here if you didn't invite me?
Right. Well, listen. So we'll have more conversation. We're out of time, but I wanted you to make that speech. If anything is coming from this awful terror attack and some of the demagoguery that's going on around it, is that perhaps there's a better understanding between different communities, and that can't be overlooked. Come on the radio soon with me, and we'll talk more about this. And good luck with the school. Appreciate you coming.
I would be very happy to be always with you.
All right, very good.
Thank you so
we'll
much.
be right back with our final word and tell you about tomorrow night's show. More of the same. Stay with us. Tell you a funny aside at the top of the show there, when I was like, what is that? That was Abdel Nasser Hussein's reminder that it's time to pray on his iPhone. That's what I hope you heard it. We had a good laugh about it. More discussion of the community tomorrow night.